for the Northern Chapter alumni, the alumni chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi has a big meeting this weekend in town for their Founders Day of the incorporation of the fraternity.
1911.
It's amazing. Congressman Troy Carter, an alum, and State Representative Jason Hughes, another alum, are here this morning with more on that. It is a big meeting going on this weekend. How many people are coming to town for this?
We literally have thousands of members of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated that have converged upon the city of New Orleans to celebrate our January 5th anniversary, 113 years of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
And you guys do a lot of charity work, things like that too, right?
Absolutely. We do a lot of giving back to the community. Just yesterday, we gave over 1,000 pairs of socks.
1,911 to be exact, because of 1911.
See, that's why he's in Congress. He gets those facts right down.
And today we'll be giving away blankets, but you know, our community service is year-round, throughout the year, every year.
And how big of a fraternity is this, and how big is the alumni?
Well, it's a national and even international organization. We've got members all over the country, all over the world, who are part of graduate and undergraduate chapters.
And so do you have to be an alumni or alumnus to go to the events and stuff?
Well, you have to be a member of the fraternity, and we have undergraduate members and we have alumni members. And to the Congressman's point, we have chapters as far as Japan, Abu Dhabi, and Dubai, just to put it into perspective. So we literally have brothers from around the world in town.
And right now you're on a break from your work on Capitol Hill, and one of your fellow Louisiana delegation members and Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, down on the border the other day, he was with a bunch of other Republicans saying that they're ready to shut down the government unless there is some kind of a border change.
And I would say respectfully that that's irresponsible. The reality is the border issue is not new. It is in fact a problem and something that we have to deal with. But it's unfair to the American people to threaten to shut down the American government, to not pay our military, to threaten the payments for senior citizens waiting for their Social Security checks, or to not pay for our protection at home and abroad. We have to do more than one thing at one time, and we should not hold the people hostage while we attempt to fix the border problem, which is in fact a problem.
It is a crisis,
but not
down
a new
there.
one.
Well, and that's the problem. There have been calls for this for decades to do some kind of immigration reform, and it never gets through the Congress.
And listen, and that tug of war, as I call it, is just not good. The reality is we know that there is a border crisis. We know that it is not new. It has been through several administrations, and if it were easy, anyone would have done it. But what has to happen, and unfortunately in Washington what seems to be a bad word, is compromise. And both parties have to come together and compromise. It cannot be a let's hold the American people hostage until I get my way form of government. It has to be a collaborative form of government. Bipartisan efforts advancing an issue to protect the border, but keep the American people with the lights on, not shutting down the functions of the government.
And let's come back to Louisiana. As a former member of the state legislature, you're a current member. What are you seeing for the future with the inauguration of Jeff Landry on the 8th?
Well, look, I remain cautiously optimistic about the future of Louisiana. John Bel Edwards, our outgoing governor, is leaving the state in a very great position when we look at our finances. Governor-elect Landry has campaigned on a platform that he wants to continue to bring everyone in Louisiana together. As a member of the Louisiana House of Representatives, I have an obligation to work with our new governor and my colleagues. Certainly have a record of doing that, along with our congressman. And so I'm always the eternal optimist. And look, at the end of the day, as problems arise, sometimes we'll have disagreements. We will find ways to work together to move Louisiana forward on behalf of our people.
And while other states are gaining in population, we're losing population constantly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the ebbs and flows of what happens in any community. But as the representative just said, the reality is we have a responsibility to work together with this new governor, with this administration, to make sure that we advance the issues for the American people and for the people of Louisiana. Nothing else matters. It doesn't matter Republican or Democrat if the people are not being cared for.
And that always sounds good, but once you guys get up to the Capitol or to the State House, it never goes that way.
Well, listen, fights will happen, and there will be disagreements. But we shouldn't let our disagreements be so great that we forget why we're there, and that is to take care of the business of the people.
All right, Congressman, State Representative, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
If you just